Or no, Camino's Pastor Bruce. This is my 2005 Corolla. I've had it. I bought it in 2007. It had about 30,000 miles on it, and it's been a great car. I love my Corolla. It's got about. I bought it with 30,000 miles on it. I'm coming up on 300,000 here in just a minute, and over the last. And by the way, I've hardly fixed anything. I mean, just minor repairs, just maintenance stuff, but I've taken care of it, and it just keeps running and running. And I noticed over the last 8 months or so, it just seemed to be getting louder and louder. And yeah, I mean, the engine noise was just really loud, and it was rattling and banging. And I thought, well, it was the compressor at first, and then I finally decided, you know what? I think I'm about to lose my water pump. So I took it to a mechanic, and he looked at it, and he called me, and he goes, no, it's none of that. He goes, it's your motor mount. Now, you got a lot of, obviously, I'm not a mechanic. There's a lot of moving parts, and the motor mounts are what hold the engine, obviously, as it would sound, hold it solid where it doesn't move, it doesn't shift every time you move, bump, shift, drive, whatever. This, I don't know if you can tell, but this right here, if you can tell with the light, it is brand new. This is the new motor mount. That was the one he just replaced. And he told me, he said, oh yeah, it runs great, everything looks good, and I got in the car, started that thing up, and I could barely hear the engine moving. It was so quiet, and I've been so used to the banging and rattling and knocking around, I'd forgotten what it was supposed to sound like. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 is a familiar verse for you probably. It says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Interesting that it says not to be conformed, but transformed by the renewal. And in other words, we're constantly renewing, constantly paying attention and tightening things up, because things get loose. Stuff starts getting louder and louder and making noise, and all this stuff in our lives. If we don't continually renew it and pay attention to it and tighten it up, it gets loud. It starts banging around, and if we really don't take care of it, it will break down. Life will come apart sooner or later, and you'll end up broken down on the side of the road. Keep tightening things up. Keep renewing your minds. See you soon, church.